I don't think I've vlogged since I've picked up the Ferrari, and quite honestly, like, I want to change that today. I haven't vlogged in quite a long time. A lot of you guys are asking a lot of questions and are really confused, and I know I said I was going to be daily vlogging sooner, and I still haven't, and I'll explain a lot of that later. Saturdays are off days at the warehouse, and by that I mean we don't have anybody in the office, and we don't have anybody on Hunt & Co. doing customer service or packing orders or doing anything like that. Like, it's kind of like the most quiet day of the week, and oftentimes that's like my favorite time to come in here, because lately I haven't been scheduling filming on Saturday and Sunday, and the scheduling's been different, as you guys have seen. But I kind of just wanted to hang out with you guys today because there's a lot we need to talk about. Apparently I'm selling my BRZ. Apparently me and Sabrina have broken up, and apparently I don't have the FD anymore. There's like a pretty big disconnect because I haven't been keeping up with the daily vlogs. And if you wanted the answer to all of these questions, you should be following my Instagram and my Twitter, because all of those questions are all on there. My BRZ is not for sale. I was clearing out some old parts that I had just sitting here. My original exhaust and some other BRZ pieces I had just sitting. And they were like the parts that I've used when I first started doing installs. I ended up selling that for dirt cheap. I like just to kind of get parts out and sell them to you guys for dirt cheap. That's why you guys saw me flushing out a bunch of parts. It was not because I was selling this car, but there's a reason why I haven't been driving this car anymore. The reason for that is there is no reason. There's just other cars that I had. It's been raining a lot in San Diego, and I don't like to drive any of these cars in the rain, especially with these tire setups. But the weather is finally starting to clear up, and I want to fix something on this car. And if you guys didn't see my trunk reveal, I've only shown this in like 2 videos, but shout out to Sadistic Ironworks Bobby. He killed it on this trunk setup. But I have the OEM Audio Plus subwoofer, and I had like a bolt that goes through this and threads through this, and like it fell out recently, and this like falls over all the time and like hits my trunk setup. So I want to do a little quick fix on that. I used to use like a little clip-on speed nut to hold in this subwoofer here, but it like keeps falling out and keeps failing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put in this well nut here. I'm just gonna drill this hole out a little bit larger, put this in there, and then shout out to Evan because he was at the hardware store and picked me up this extra bolt. But this is like just long enough, or we should be able to reach it through and finally secure it once and for all. You guys have seen me use this a lot in the past. These things are awesome. If you don't know what these are, look up well nuts. These are amazing. Well nuts, riv nuts. Look it up. They're great. That definitely did the trick. The subwoofer is finally secure in the car, which means my trunk setup is now finally where I want it. Thing looks super good. I'm super hyped on that. Now that we're focused in the back of the car, I kind of wanted to try something today that kind of ties into all those California exhaust laws and noise regulations and all that stuff. We have a decibel reader today, and I think like the legal law in California is 95 decibels at like 3,000 RPM from like 3.5 feet away from your exhaust. It's something like that. Don't quote me on the exact specs, but because it's here, I kind of wanted to see how loud this car was, which may or may not help me, if you know what I mean. But it's here, I kind of want to try it today. And they also say that the Ferrari on a stock exhaust without any modifications is too loud for the state of California and automatically beats what the law is, which is pretty funny because it's a stock exhaust, and that's just showing how flawed the new laws are. And we have a 458 that has a stock exhaust, so maybe we can try that today as well while we're here. But I kind of want to wipe down the BRZ, even though it's supposed to start raining in the next couple days or so, but I want to get this thing kind of nice and clean now that I'm going to be driving the car finally. But yo, I'm really excited for these new products we have in for our next drop. I have these collectible pins that we're doing of all the cars. And for the first 3, we did the 350Z, the RX-7, and of course the BRZ. But there's these really awesome detailed pins. These won't go live for probably a couple weeks. We're starting to get some of our next items for this drop. Like, oh my gosh, these prints are amazing. And our new jet tags are in. There's 2 more come in. And the next drop's gonna be so dope. But I hope this squashes the rumor that I'm selling the BRZ. I'm not selling the BRZ. I seriously don't plan to ever sell that car. And if I ever do, I'll let you guys know. but it's not happening anytime soon.
Just added all 3 pins to the backpack. I love these pins, they're so cool. Definitely gonna make a collectible series out of them. Also, we added a fish tank to the warehouse. I don't know if any of you guys are like fish fans. I don't know much about this, but we have someone coming in and taking care of this fish tank once a month for us. It's a real salt water, and these are some test fish that we have in there right now. But Dan Cohen, to the man, thank you for hooking us up with the fish tank. We're gonna have sharks and stingrays and turtles and stuff in a couple months. Probably not, but we're gonna definitely put some cool stuff in here. But we added this big fish tank to the shop, and I'm pretty hyped on it.
This is probably one of the best sounding cars that I have. I think I always talk about this with the RX-7 being a better sounding car, but this boxer motor with this turbo setup just sounds nasty. The thing is I don't even have to try. With the RX-7, like, because it's a rotary, I have to be like way up in the RPM range to make it like sound good, or like have that like nasty feeling. But this car just revs so easy, you don't even need to work for it. I decided not to show the decibel thing on the car just because, let's just say, smart reasons as to why not to show that stuff, but definitely a pretty funny test to try out for yourself if you have access to a decibel reader. I brought my battery pack just in case this car doesn't start tomorrow morning, because since it's been sitting so long, I've actually like been having issues of getting this battery started, which is like kind of a bad thing to admit, but like, I'm just being honest. I know I'm pretty lazy. I still haven't even thrown away my Christmas tree from December. Touching on the fact that I haven't really been doing daily vlogs or even doing like more like lifestyle vlogs. There's no dogs here anymore, which no, it's not what you think. I didn't get rid of my dogs or sell my dogs or anything like that. But 2 weeks ago, we were doing a bunch of traveling. We were in like Hawaii, and I went to like a wedding, and we were just gone a lot. And something that I really wanted to do is I wanted to take the dogs to get like proper training, almost like service dog training, but just like I wanted them to be good boys, because Kona is like really in his like puppy stage and was like just really developing bad habits of chewing and stuff like that. So I actually took Blue and Kona to a month-long boot camp just a couple miles up north. It was super hard to like get rid of them, meaning like drop them off and not see them for a month, because like they're very strict on that, but they're gonna come back very well behaved. I'm really excited about that. And we literally will get them in, I think, less than 2 weeks. The more I think about it, the more I just want to make this video, just because I wanted to make like, not necessarily like an update video, but I just wanted to post because I wanted to post, because lately as we've been doing dealer builds, it's been just like updating you guys like day by day on how the car's been going, and I kind of just want to make a video just to talk and hang out, because it's been a long time. A lot of you guys think allegedly that me and Sprint aren't together because she hasn't been in videos, and a lot of you guys have like put together like these big like conspiracy theories, especially on Instagram, that we're like no longer together, which is not true. We are still very much together. We are actually, speaking of that, moving into our house that we told you guys that we bought a couple months ago. We get to move in about a month. That's coming up, sort of like getting ready for that. Oh, and by the way, for all the OGs out there, I'm making some macaroni. It's always gotta be shapes. If you're not using shapes, you're doing something wrong. I wanted to end this with a Q&A because we haven't done it for a while, and I feel like it's just necessary. So I asked you guys on Snapchat to ask in some questions that you guys want to know, and we're just gonna jump right into it. When are you drifting the 350Z next? I get a lot of questions like that, and long story short, to drive that car, you need a lot of tires, and last year I had a tire sponsor. This year, it changed, and I'm not gonna formally announce anything, but I am switching to a new tire company this year, and like I said, I won't say anything, but we are about to get a bunch of tires very soon, and that will all change. East Coast meet and greet, so I will be announcing our 2019 tour this year. Last year we did an 8-stop tour, and this year we're going to be doing I think a 9 or 10. We're going to be doing a bunch of East Coast shows, and we're going to be doing one international show this year that's going to be included in the tour. We'll release information on that once everything is, all the flyers and stuff are made, but long story short, if you live in a major city, I'm either coming to your city, or I'm going to be a maximum of like 3 hours away from your city at one point during this year. What's your next project car? Honestly, I have no idea. I'm still like very far out with the 458, and I'm very far out with the Supra, so I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but maybe another exotic, or maybe something really different that you guys aren't even expecting. What are you really aiming towards for the Supra? I understand you want to enjoy the car for the perfect platform, but also what are you planning to achieve with it? I want the car to be streetable. I want to make a lot of power on it. It's a 2J. I want to make like 800 horsepower mark, but the thing that I don't want to do is I don't want to overbuild it so much that it's just not really drivable for the street, or it's just annoying to drive on the street. Now, to what that is, I don't really know. I've never built a Supra before, but I'm trying to keep a moderately aggressive clutch, nothing too crazy, and just have a lot of power. If you could have any two vehicles, what would they be? They would only be your two vehicles. I would definitely have a truck. The truck that we have now is amazing. Once you own a big truck like that, you could like never imagine life without one. And then I would probably say, I'm gonna keep it with what we have now, probably the BRZ or the RX-7. I would say the BRZ. The BRZ, it makes a lot of power. It handles probably one of the best of all the cars, and I would say it's pretty practical. When are you and Sabrina gonna get married? Okay, just because Dustin got married doesn't mean I'm getting married. I'm young and marriage is an adult thing. I'm not there yet. Can you give us a sneak peek for the new house? I can when it's finished being built, but it's like literally still under construction. When's the next launch for Hunt Company? Probably beginning of March. What's your biggest goal right now? Probably to grow Hunt Company a lot larger than it is right now. My goals for 2019 are quite large and I'm trying to reach those. Do you plan on keeping the Ferrari I've been watching since the old days, homies? Thank you. I plan to keep it for a pretty good time. I imagine I'll eventually end up selling it because I'm gonna want to get more exotics after owning this one. I can only have so many cars at one time just because I don't have any places to put them, but I'm definitely gonna own the Ferrari for a very long time, that's for sure. I'm also getting a lot of questions that are like, aren't you worried about losing the value on the Ferrari? And here's kind of where I sit on that, because I'm seeing a lot of people that are like, you should have bought one that was really high mileage, and then you should have done that if you're gonna wide body it. And here's how it all kind of played out. I don't think I explained this very well. When I got that 458, I got it on a complete whim. Long story short, I told Chris, B is for build, I'm like, yo, if you ever find me a 458 that's like decently priced, like I will for sure buy one. Like I'll loan you the money to buy it for me, whatever. And like I said that, and then time passed and one came up and Chris was like, yo, like I'm bidding on this car for you, like you need this car. And I was like, like I had just bought in the house and like I was like about to pay for taxes and I was already spending so much money. I was like, I was uncomfortable spending so much more money for something else, and because it was crashed and it was obviously a lot cheaper, and I just kind of said screw it. I offered the guy 100 grand, which he was asking 115. I offered him like under what I didn't think he was going to accept the offer. When I gave him that 100K offer, he accepted it, and then I was like, well, fuck, I didn't expect that. I guess now I have a fucking Ferrari. So that's kind of how that happened. That's kind of how like that sip when I wasn't like in search for like the best like, you know, used market Ferrari. That wasn't at all the case. It just kind of fell in my lap. And then literally like a week or two after I got the Ferrari in my possession, Kato releases that, hey, we're also doing a new Liberty Walk kit and it's gonna be insane. And then I was like, well, fuck, like I have to get this Liberty Walk kit regardless or not of how nice the Ferrari is. And you know, the Ferrari is a clean title, and the moment we cut it, we're gonna salvage title it, but the Ferrari does have some damage to it. Like the front end's completely rebuilt, which takes away from the value. And also we found like crashes in the rear quarter panel, which again, not salvaged and definitely fixable, but like there's already stuff wrong with the car. So the fact that we will be cutting up doesn't really, it doesn't like, I don't know how to explain, it doesn't really like hurt that bad because I know it was already kind of screwed up. All this stuff just kind of like happened out of nowhere, and I have Ferrari right now, and I was like, well, I guess this is gonna happen. So to answer your question, yeah, I'm like technically losing money, or I'm like, because like I'm not flipping it, but like at this point I'm just doing it because we can and because we have the opportunity to. Did you guys get food? Did you get food?
Yes, sir. Can I ask you a question?
What?
Do you love me?
How long did it take to get where you are now? What advice would you give to someone that's trying to do what you're doing? I'm gonna end it on this question, but the honest answer is just to like do it for fun and try not to focus on what everyone else is doing, and just do what you want to do and really just focus on that, and kind of everything else does fall in place. And when you're trying to build on something every single day, whereas like the average person who is at work or whatever is only working 5 times a week or 40 hours a week, usually is not giving their 100 full potential as if their life mattered on it. Whereas like myself, whereas other people that are like myself, like I do what I want to do literally 7 days a week, probably, I don't know how many hours it would be, but like majority of all the hours every day, and I always hit my 100%. Stuff happens at a much more accelerated pace than I guess your average job would be. So my advice is to find what it is that you really enjoy doing, and I promise you everything will fall in place, because there's no other option than for it to fall in place. That being said, I'm sorry I haven't done like a vlog like this in quite a long time, and I just felt like I felt the need to answer questions, and you know, I just wanted to hang out and just film this video. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. I know I need to do more, and I know I keep saying I'm gonna do more daily vlogs, and I will. I'm not ready for it yet. I've been enjoying kind of just focusing on the cars, and then like putting the camera away and just having my personal life as where it used to be like all of that combined. But right now I'm enjoying the little breather that I've had.